So this is a 96 F150. I'm going to do this is a heads up. This is a 10-minute walk around video. I'm about to put an engine in. So this motor right here is a carb converted. It's the original engine from the motor from the truck. So this is a 96 roller block. And again, carb converted HEI. And I did a walk around of this in 10 minutes and people seem to watch it. So I'm going to do one here because there's enough modifications between the motor and stem to stern. At this point, I'm just going to do a couple of 10-minuters. So with this truck here, there is a shitload of modifications, a lot of unique, one-of-a-kind stuff that I haven't really seen a lot of people do. And we'll go through this kind of one system at a time. But no, when I'm talking about this, each little modification, everything I've done, most of what I post is shorts. Pretty much everything. So like, you know, you can go back through like a library and find, you know, for instance, Pro Comp suspension. This is 2-inch, but what I did, so this is a progressive coil. It's really nice spring, and this was installed when I got the truck. But 2-inch lift for me it wasn't enough. It was a tease. So the springs handle very, very well. This is a dimension thing. So follow my videos. I've made spacers for the bottom to give it an inch. So now it's a 3-inch lift. And with that, same with the spacer underneath the shock. And these are Pro Comp shocks. And hockey, you know what I mean? It's just garbage. So paired with, if you were to put these shocks on a stock spring, these would be an upgrade. However, with these shocks, these are severely undershocked. So like a good match for this would probably be like a Ford Raptor shock, first gen, you know, something like that. But anyway, something a little more than the base Pro Comp, right? But yeah, and then if you're into these trucks too, everything chassis, so tie rod ends, sway bar links, everything, ball joints, everything's been done on this. In addition to that, we've converted this truck from ABS to non-ABS, and to do that, you have to, it's spindles, caliper, rotor, master cylinder is all specific too. So for me to take this from a 96 ABS truck to non-ABS, follow my videos if you're interested or thinking about doing that or wonder what's involved. Means changing out all that shit. Because even the rotors is different thickness and little bit different setup. So other things. So right here, you see there was an ECM and a bunch of bulkheads for wiring. I'm carb converting this, and the other thing was the instruments, and you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? A bunch of the components, inputs, outputs, a bunch of shit was going funky, which is common with computerized vehicles of this age. So I made the decision to just say fuck it and put my money towards another direction than repairing what is existing. So this is a 71 F500 wire harness. So that will power, that's essentially the fundamental bones of this wiring harness. And I even went as far as to operate the 96 F150 wiper motor with the 90. So we've wired it up to the 1970s wire harness so that this wiper motor will operate high, low, and off, 1970s style. So no more delay, right? Simple, nice, and actually you'll find that your wiper motors last a lot longer without the delay. When you turn it on and it just runs, it's better. Anyway, that's enough of that rant. But to do that, so this wire harness down here, this is well, it's a lot of things, but it's fuel pumps. A lot of this is your fuel pumps. So I have dual electric fuel pumps on this truck. So in addition to the 1970s wire harness, I'm splicing in. So basically what happens with this truck as far as wiring goes, we'll get into the cab and a little more of this, but basically front seats forward, 1971 Ford, right? Front seats back, 1996 F-150, and we splice them together. Okay, and that gets rid of all the underdash and all the underhood nonsense. So that's fucking awesome. Radius arm bushings, we've changed those as well. Literally anything chassis that you might want to know about these trucks, I've been through it. So, and like I said, it's all shorts on this channel. Nothing really one of a kind here. And this is basically industrial farm paint. So I also go around the whole truck with this is Krylon, and I've done some destructive testing with it. It's just farm paint, just cheap fucking farm paint. And if I had my way, I would have got Rust-Oleum, but they didn't have it in town, and it seems to be more difficult to find in Canada than it used to. But there's another fucking rant for another day. AC deleted the truck. So in addition to AC deleting it, I cut. So this used to come out and then angled to here. So this was a great big fucking thing out to here with an additional pod on it. And because I'm not using my AC, I cut this off. Now, because I'm running a 1970 Ford wire harness, I'm also running a 1970s Ford climate control heater control. We'll show you which one specifically in a minute. However, I'm running the existing 1996 blower motor and climate control. And I'm controlling the climate control with cables, with the cable operated 1970s style thing. So that's this cable is your fresh air door, right? Blend door, I don't know, blend door, it's not blend door, it was fucking one of the blend doors. But it allows fresh air in there, recirculating interior air, basically. So, and that's all wired up, even put a custom mount to kind of keep everything all together. It's going to be a nice fucking thing. But I think that's it. So yeah, wire harness also comes out here. 70s Ford wire harness is an interesting thing. So battery voltage actually comes down from here, basically right here, and comes in through. This is these factory grommets too. Like this thing just popped right in. And then, so your power will be coming in here, and we're going to come inside here for a minute. So 71 F150 two-wheel drive. And like I said, it was automatic. So we were on the topic of wires. So this is the 75 F500 glass fuse. This is different than an F100, F100, F3, whatever. It's different than a regular pickup truck or 1-ton truck fuse center. And the difference is basically this. See the circuit breaker holders? So the two big circuit breakers are going to be for fuel pump 1, fuel pump 2. And the top circuit breaker is for stereo, horn. And it's a nice, neat install all the way in. Now, we're not done yet because once I put the engine in, we'll start tidying up the rest of this shit. Now, this cover is cool. This is a factory Ford 90s 5-speed cover. But this usually sits underneath your mat. And what it is a nice galvanized deal. So all I did was just kind of scratch pad it lightly and threw with some cooking oil. Just to keep it from corroding and gives it a nice finish. Over here, first switch, fuel pump 1, second switch, fuel pump 2. The other one's blink marker. That came out, that and this gauge came out of a 70s F500, and that's a vacuum gauge. So again, that'll be kind of cool, be able to keep an eye on my engine vacuum. But that was for vacuum brakes, so what it's worth. And I have the gauges that will snap into the original 70s wire harness. That's, again, check out my channel. I will eventually do a video of the completed truck and going around it, but yeah. So I put 70s F500 old school gauges with a GPS speedometer blended into the 96 bezel, and I changed how I mounted it a little bit. Over here, so there's the wires for heater blower motor. Yeah, heater blower motor climate control. So, and that's it. And then if we look off the back, see it's cable operated. So between that, an extra toggle switch, and one extra choke cable, I can operate the whole 90s heater with the 70s style wiring, blower control, and cables. So, and again, it's just molded into the original. It'll fit in original, which is, again, fucking awesome. But manual steering column. So I've got a lot of kind of cool changes. This is just the tip of the iceberg, but pretty much at a 10-minute mark. So again, like, subscribe, check out the channels if you're into these OBS Fords, because a lot of really different things, a lot of really testing the limits of everything. Oh, one last thing. Here's a piss off, and I don't know how many people deal with this, but I did. Underneath here, your fuel filter. Okay. I brought it ahead of the fuel tank, so if you have one of these trucks, you're custom the fuel filters. Here's a quality way to relocate it where you can get at it, make it more serviceable. So again, check out my channel, check out my videos. About to get rolling on this thing. Can't wait, because that is sexy.